How we going, guys? Back here with another update on the 1974 HQ Premier I've been restoring. Had a bit of a look. It's been about 8 months since I've given you an update, so it's just the usual struggles we all have while we're trying to do these restoration projects of life and work getting in the way of our cars. But here we go. We've got a bit of progress done, so I'll give you a bit of a look at where we are at the moment. First up, we've got the engine here. So we're currently doing all the heat cycles to run the engine in. And it's going quite nicely. It's got a nice sound out the exhaust. It's running the alloy heads and the mild street cam in it, so it gives a nice little gurgle from the back of the car. Give you a bit of feedback on one of the products I put in. So this is an alloy radiator I've got from eBay. The radiator itself is doing quite a good job. The one bit of negativity I can get from it is the black radiator cap here. That's what came with the radiator. Now I was noticing that once I got the car up to about 60 degrees, it would start spewing out the fluid out of the radiator. So I've gone and got myself a decent Triton radiator cap, and that seems to have solved the problem. So just anyone that's looking at buying one of those alloy radiators, maybe just update the radiator cap so you avoid any of the fluid just unnecessarily coming out at lower temperatures. Just slow walk around the radiator, around the engine there. As you can see, all complete. All the wires are nicely tucked back and everything else. So quite happy with the way the engine bay's finished off. So we've finally got the windscreens in. Just makes the car look that much more complete now. Having the windows in and the stainless around the outside of the windows just makes it look like a proper car, as people keep telling me. One thing I will say with the install job of the windows, I'm quite happy with the guys that did it. When they came out, they actually put a foam dam around the outside where they've put the sealant in. And that's prevented the sealant from oozing out everywhere and making that mess that you see on a lot of these windscreen installs. So if you've got someone coming out to do your windscreen, just make sure they do that for you. Just keep it nice and tidy. Give you a bit of a look at the windscreen we were talking about in the previous video, where they've had me drop it off just to run the black line around it. And yeah, it's come up a treat. Just makes it a lot more modern looking, like the front window, and finished off quite nicely. You can see I've actually got onto the interior, so I'll give you a bit of a look at that. But first up, since we're at the back of the car, I'll show you the inside of the boot. So in the boot, I've had the carpet made up, and that just goes side to side, fills in all the gaps, and just puts a nice finish to the bottom of the boot. Up the front, I've just made a bit of a headboard, and I've wrapped that in the same vinyl that I've done the interior in, so that's all quite nice and neat. The only difference I'll go from here is over in the corner over here. When I mount the spare wheel, I'll just have that in with the nice standard hubcap and dress rim. Just finish off the boot so you've got that nice tidy appearance when you open up the boot. So I'll come around and have a bit of a look at the interior here. See if we can pick it up through the window. But in that last video, I was showing you how I've got the 5x7s in the factory holes, and I actually undermounted them. So the reason I undermounted them was so that I could have a nice clean parcel tray. So as you can see, being covered in the black vinyl, and you just see just here, that's where the speakers are sitting. Other than that, nice and tidy, clean parcel tray, and you don't have the ugliness of the speaker grills sitting up there. So the seats we've got in here, I've installed the HJ front seats, and I've gone with the HJ GDS style seat covers that have been remade. Now most of the time you'll get these, and the centre stripe down here, you'll see a lot of them, they're either red or blue. So I opted just to have the all black because I just wanted the all black interior. They did that without any extra charge, and I think they've come up quite nice. The door trims we're running, we've had remanufactured HQ GDS door trims made, and they're actually a really good finish. I'll give you a bit of a comparison with a standard factory one a bit later on, and you'll see the kind of finish they've got. Kick plates, I've just done them in the satin black, like everything else that's in the interior on the dash has been painted, satin black, just ties in nicely. Here we are with the GDS fascia on, with the smaller gauges. I've kept the original steering wheel and tacho, just for that factory kind of look, and just put the 52mm SAS muscle car series gauges in the other outlet points. And yeah, quite impressed with how it looks. With the stereo, I've mounted that behind the dash fascia, so I haven't had to cut the dash fascia. Nice clean finish. I'll come across here, and this is the center console I've made up for it. As you can see, I've got the Hurst Promatic Z-gate shifter there. Now, everything that was chrome, I've sanded back and painted it the satin black like everything else, just to keep that nice uniform black. And I've put 4 cup holders in. As we all know, everyone loves a cup holders, and these old cars never had it. And the beauty of the rear cup holder is it sits there and holds your seat belts while they're not in use. So there we go, guys. Interior's turned out quite nice. And that's the aerial that we were talking about in the last video. Just a nice little black box up behind the rear vision mirror from the outside. You can actually barely notice, not even can't quite even see if it's picking it up in the video, but yeah, it's quite a nice finish. It works quite well, so very happy with that. Now, before I fit all the door trims, what I actually did was I made all the patches to cover up the holes for the access in the doors out of concreter's plastic. So you want to make sure you do this if you put your nice new door trims on, because otherwise what happens is the door trims actually get water affected. So I'll have a look at this old trim. And as you can see from the staining on the back of the trim, that's what happens when you actually don't have those covers over those parts. So make sure you make those up, guys. Like I said, I just made them up out of concreter's plastic and stuck them on with a good quality double-sided tape. So here's a bit of a comparison with the factory door trim to the aftermarket one I bought. So that's the one that I bought, and that's what I'm running in the car. And as you scan across, the difference is negligible. They would actually pass as a good quality GDS door trim. There we go, guys, bit of a zoom out shot for you. As you can see, where it's been wet before, it gets a bit crinkly, but other than that, very happy with that. So these are the guys. I actually got the interior bits done. No affiliation with them, but look, they've done a great job. So like anyone that's restoring these jobs, yeah, you want a bit of tips and advice on who you can use and get a good quality product. So yeah, give them a bit of a hit up, guys, if you want some door trims and seat covers. So the only thing I've got left to do on the interior is just fit off the under panel there, and that's about it. That's all painted, ready to go. I'm just having a bit of a fiddle with the headlights are playing up for me at the moment, so I may have to get a new switch for the headlights. Other than that, that's the interior done, guys. Now, I did change over to the HJ style accelerator cable. As I was showing you, you can get these plates off eBay. Now, one thing I noticed with the plate is when I put the pedal in, the point where the accelerator cable mounted was actually sitting to the side. So what I've actually had to do is, I'll show you here. So this is your standard HJ HX pedal. So this is one I've modified to fit a HQ. All I've had to do is I've cut the supporting lug off on this side and just re-welded it on the opposite side. And by doing that, where your accelerator cable comes through, sticks out here, lines up perfectly with the hole in the center of that plate. And Bob's your uncle, you're now running cable on a HQ rather than the old linkage style. So there you go, guys. There's a bit of an update for where we are on the HQ. Once I've finished all the heat cycles and she's running, I'll probably do a quick video on the engine, give you a bit of a listen to what the engine sounds like. So anyway, guys, if you found this useful, got any tips or tricks out of it, that'd be great. And yeah, just like and subscribe if you want to see any more updates. And we'll see you on the next video. Have a good one, guys.